City Discovery Coach and Mentor. Quick question for you. When do you think you've actually failed? Like when is failure like a complete for you and that's it, that's done, you're grabbing your ball and you're going home? I was having a chat with some people in a group earlier today about failure. And it's a topic that comes up all the time. People think that, well, first of all, people are too scared to fail. As adults, we are totally crap at being beginners. We totally suck at showing anyone that we are going to fail at anything that we try. And that's got to change. We have to get over that. We have to be willing to fail. It's the only way we're going to get better. So in this discussion this morning, I was doing a live in a group just talking about mind shit and what it means and how we can overcome it in our businesses. And the topic of failure came up. Now, for me, failure, my new story around failure is it's simply an opportunity for growth. My old story on failure was that no one will ever, ever, ever see me fail. If that means I have to hold myself back from doing things that I'm curious about and excited about because I don't know what the outcome is going to be, then I will. It's not going to happen. Hey, Bridget, welcome. Very impromptu Facebook Live. I have a window and I've got something on my chest I want to share. So failure is all about, in my mind, and failure is an opportunity for growth. Now, that is a new story. There was a lot of mind shit I had around failure and the fact that no one was ever, ever going to see me fail. Now, this stems from, as a kid, we get reprimanded for doing things wrong or we get encouraged to do better. And in my mind, I read that as, well, what I've done must be crap. So we have this story around failure, which means that we don't want to try new things because they might fail and we don't want people to see us fail. So what I've done is created a new story saying that failure is now an opportunity for growth. Now, in this discussion this morning, I made this connection, I guess, from my finance days when we used to look at people's investment portfolio. So I was a financial advisor for many years, for a few years, and then I was a business development manager for one of the big banks and investment banks. And I looked after a $200 million loan book. So the market, the markets were quite good. They were growing for a while. During the GFC or when there was a dip in the market, those values would drop considerably. People's investment portfolios were dropping. But in finance, what we say all the time is that failure or that loss isn't realized until you cash out. It's simply on paper. It's a paper loss. Once you cash out, once you withdraw your investment, you realize that loss. And it's the same with failure. Like you can have failure on paper. You can think that your failed product or failed offer is the worst thing ever. And you can grab your bat and ball and you can slink off and go home and hide in the corner and cry yourself to sleep. That means you've cashed out. You've given up. What I want you to start doing is not cashing out, seeing that failure as simply a paper loss and an opportunity for growth, an opportunity for you to learn, to take the lessons of what works, what didn't, what you needed to refine, and just to know that we can't perfect what we don't start. So rather than getting scared about failing, I want you to get scared about not failing, because if you're not failing, you're not trying, you're not growing, you're not stretching, you're not evolving, you're not testing yourself, you're not testing your ideas. But many of us, we have it all asked about. We think that failure is bad. We think that we have to avoid it at all costs. And when we do fail and we realize that failure and we walk away and we stop trying, that's when failure is real. The failure is not actually real until you give up and walk away, and that's it. You've realized that failure. You've realized that loss. You've cashed in, you've taken the hit, and you've walked home. What I want you to start to do is embrace failure as an opportunity to learn. Failure is an opportunity for you to grow. And failure just means that you're out there doing something really brave. You are out there doing amazing things. Kelly's jumping on. Hello. So I want you to change your story around failure. Change your story around getting things wrong. Change your story around what failure means to you. Failure means you are being so brave and so courageous and you're trying new things and you're getting yourself out there and you're creating something out of nothing. And that takes guts. Because honestly, it would have been so much easier for me to sit there and do what I knew was certain and do what I knew would get a result and to be totally miserable and unhappy. But I wouldn't be failing, would I? Because on paper, everything would be working out. But emotionally, I'd be failing. Spiritually, I'd be failing. Probably physically, because I'd feel so, well, I wouldn't be looking after myself. So I've learned to change my story around failure. My old story that no one ever will ever see me fail. Like, it's not going to happen. I'd rather give up on things and never try them so people don't see that failure and I don't have to face that failure, and just play it safe, to my new story, seeing failure as an opportunity to learn, failure as a sign that I'm growing, failure as a sign that I'm being really brave and trying something new. So that is my 5 minutes worth, my 5 cents worth, whatever it is, before I have to duck out to another appointment. Please change your story around failure. Your failure is not realized and it's not a reality unless you cash out, give up, and go home. I just think that's such an important thing that I wanted to share that with you today. If you have failed, then congratulations. I shared a story this morning of, a workshop that I had put on, and I'd run these workshops before, and I'd had, 10 or 20 people turn up. They're sort of small, intimate workshops. And I put one on and one person bought a ticket. One person. I was expecting sort of 10 to 15 people. And I was absolutely shattered to start with, I'll be honest. I thought, shit, this is so embarrassing, like so embarrassing. And I started berating myself for not marketing it properly, not having, blah, 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 blah. It's a failure. I'm a failure. And that's the other thing. We think that a product or an offer that's failed means we are a failure. Hell no, we're out there giving things a shot. We are not failures. A failed product does not mean you are a failure. Anyway, this workshop, I had one person sign up for this workshop. It was a half-day workshop. It was meant to cover so many different things, blah, blah, blah. It was in one of my previous business iterations. So what I did is I got over myself. I saw it as an opportunity instead. I contacted the lady that had purchased this one measly ticket to this workshop. And I said, hey, you were the only one that bought a ticket to this workshop. So my offer to you is, instead of doing the workshop in the format that I had planned, let's turn this into a half-day one-on-one strategy for you, where we do the same content, but we do it specifically for you and your business. We dive in for you, your business, get all of this mapped out just for you. How about that? Now, she was ecstatic. I turned that failure of that dismal workshop where I sold one ticket into an amazing opportunity for this woman, an amazing opportunity for me to show up and give a tremendous amount of value to her. There was no additional cost. She got it for the cost of the workshop. And it was amazing. I felt so good at the end of that session. She felt amazing. And she came back to book several different offers with me, like sign up for several different services after that, because I showed up. I did not give up. I didn't just say, no, I'm not running it. Here's your money back. See you later. I'm a failure. So can we please change the story around failure? Can we please get over ourselves and realize that failure is not truly assumed, it's not truly realized until you have cashed out and gone home. Okay, it is just simply a paper loss right now. It is an opportunity for you to learn. It's an opportunity for you to pivot. It's an opportunity for you to give yourself a pat on the back for just trying in the first place, instead of playing it safe and hiding away and never doing anything. Okay, so share this with someone that needs to hear it. Tag a friend. Let me know if this resonates. Let me know what the failures are that you want to celebrate with me. I have more. I have dozens that I could celebrate. So share them with me. Be okay with admitting that you failed at something. It means you are out there trying. All right? So that is my quick message. I hope this finds you. If you are sitting there berating yourself for having failed at something, then please, I really, truly hope this message finds you and lands where it needs to for you today. So I am off. I will talk to you soon. Remember, failure is an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity for you to learn, and they must be celebrated. All right, I'll talk to you soon. See ya.